That's because I've never had a friend who constantly asks me for money. Those are the people I stay away from. And right so, Jonathan Daly. 920 thumbs up that comment. Are you listening, Disney? It is Sunday, October 17th, 2021, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofatime, we're talking about another way that Disney World is squeezing the pennies out of our pockets. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides, and I think a lot of you know this already, but I am also a former Disney cast member. Yes, I worked in the character parade department, being friends with Chip and Dale and the White Rabbit and Timon. I also danced in a couple Christmas shows. I've made videos about that as well on this channel, and I think on my other channel, Guten Morgen. If you're interested in that, you know where to find them. And since being a cast member of Disney, I have vacationed there, gosh, probably a total of like 50 or 60 days. I've done several week-long trips to Disney over the last 10, 15 years. It's a place that I love to visit. There's a lot of things there that just really, they speak to me. I enjoy them. I love that kind of storytelling mixed with thrill rides and normal rides, water rides. I like rides, okay? And a Disney vacation, a multi-day Disney vacation has never been like cheap, but within the last 2 years, the price has increased enormously, not only because of just normal inflation of ticket prices, but also because a lot of the things that used to be included in the price when you went to Disney have slowly been stripped away. Back in 2020, Disney World was closed for a long period of time for the first time since it was opened. We all know why that was. And when they reopened, a lot of things were missing, and one of them was the famous Fastpass system. For those of you who maybe don't know what the Fastpass system is, if you don't, I'm assuming you haven't watched the video until now anyways. You're probably not gonna be interested in this video. But if you are, thank you for watching until this point. Your secret word is money grubbing. The Fastpass system was the very first of these virtual queue systems in any theme park in the world, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, somebody please let me know, but I'm pretty sure that Disney invented this system, and quickly other parks took over. And one of the things that always made it so special at Disney was it was free and available to everyone. Let me say that again. Free and available to everyone. It started in 1999, and it added a huge value to the already high ticket prices of visiting a Disney park, and what it did is it allowed you to skip the lines on certain attractions. It was like a way to get the original system was a way to get a literal paper coupon with a time on it, and it meant that you could go do other things, and when your time window showed up, then you went to an extra line and got basically right on the attraction. And you could do that all day long, as long as the passes didn't run out in the original system. Other parks, like I said, took this over, but at all the other parks that added it, it has always cost extra. And at some parks, it costs a lot extra. And like I said, it was one thing that made Disney so special, and it seemed to be like, this is a big critique point, and it's something I agree with. I think a lot of people felt like that it kind of added to the Disney core values of making it a place that families could go and have fun together, where everybody felt comfortable and was transported to a magical world. This system has been changed throughout the years. It has evolved, and one of the first big changes that a lot of people didn't like, I personally also didn't like, as it became completely virtual, and then you could, or basically had to, reserve all your attractions like 60 days in advance, and that started to get really annoying to me, because then it felt like, okay, the people who are quickest on that morning are gonna be the ones who get all the good fast passes, and then the ones that are gonna be left are gonna be the ones for people who maybe have other things to do than just sit around and stare at their telephone the whole day. No hate. In the original system, it was everybody who was in the park for that day had access to these tickets, and when they ran out, they ran out. And did I mention it was free? So fast forward to just a couple months ago when Disney had, like I said, been open for a while with no Fastpass system, and it was announced that the Fastpass system as we knew it was being retired and going to be replaced with something called Genie Plus, which was no longer free. Can I make Mickey look sad here? Can I turn his mouth upside down? Imagine a frowning Mickey. One of the things I've always not liked about the Fastpass type systems in other parks is it creates a class system that the people who can maybe just barely afford a normal ticket to the park are the ones waiting in the normal lines, and then the people who can afford to pay $70, $80, $90 more can bypass those lines, and they gain access to something that the others can't, and everybody sees who these people are, and those people also see who all the other people are, and it just creates just a yucky atmosphere, and I never wanted that to happen to Disney, and I promise you, Walt Disney himself would never have wanted it either. So what is it? What is this new system? That's what I want to tell you about, and it's actually being launched in just a couple days, and you know, this sounds mean of me because I know there's a lot of people who worked really hard on it, and I'm sure that they did a good job, but in a way,
I hope it fails.
I hope it's a huge disaster and that will make them rethink it. I don't think that's gonna happen, and I know that sounds really mean, but
a guy can dream.
If you can dream it, then you can do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Name that classic Disney attraction. As we continue this discussion about the new system, I'm going to focus on what is coming to Disney World because it's a little different in Disneyland, and the information I have here and the information that I've read about in the past is very Florida specific, so that's what I'm going to stick to. Let's not forget that you don't need any of these to enjoy the park. You just need it if you want to skip the lines. It's going to cost $15 a day, which, just to be fair, is actually a lot cheaper than at any other park I've ever been to. And it will allow you the opportunity to book a time slot to come back to an attraction and then go in the shorter, like almost nothing line. There are a couple things about this new system that I think are kind of an improvement. One of them is the fact that now we're going back to it's just the people in the park who have a ticket for that day who have access to this system, and you can only start booking on that day. That is a huge improvement if you ask me. I did not like having to plan that far in advance. I did not like having to pick out which park I was going to go to on which day and know what attractions I was going to be riding at what time in advance. I much preferred the original system, and this aspect of the new system is a lot more like that. So in a way, I'm cool with that. However, one thing about this new system that makes me so angry, and not only me, I have to show you guys something in a minute, is the fact that not all the attractions are included in this, and the real, like, big e-ticket A-list attractions, if you want to skip the line for those, you have to pay even more.
Even more.
Why? This is so wrong. I'm gonna really quickly read you through a list of what attractions are included at the parks to let you know what's included in this $15 extra a day. So at the Magic Kingdom, it's Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, Dumbo, Haunted Mansion, Small World, Jungle Cruise, Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpets, PhilharMagic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I'm just laughing because you don't need a fast pass for Monsters Inc. Peter Pan's Flight.
Definitely need a fast pass for that one.
Pirates, Splash Mountain, Barnstormer, Pooh, Tomorrowland Speedway, and Under the Sea. That is pretty much every attraction in the park except Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Space Mountain. So if you want to skip the line for Seven Dwarfs or Space Mountain, you're going to have to pay even more. And what that's going to cost has not been really clearly communicated yet. What we know is that the price is going to vary, and it looks like it's going to be between $7 and $15 per person per line skippage. Another piece of information that I recently read that I think that a lot of people didn't realize in the beginning is it's not going to be like a ticket booth where you go up to the, the super fast lightning lane and just say, okay, here's my $15, let me on. It's also going to be something that you're going to have to book in the morning and decide what time you want to use it. Did you know that yet? Okay, moving on to Epcot, the attractions included in the Genie Plus, which is the $15, the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, yeah, right. Journey into Imagination, Living with the Land, Mission Space, Soarin', Spaceship Earth, Test Track, Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Turtle Talk with Crush. And I have to say, I'm kind of shook that Test Track and Soarin' are both included in the less expensive version, and the attractions that are the lightning lane, so pay more for, are Ratatouille, which is brand new, and the Frozen ride, which took over Maelstrom. Moving on to Animal Kingdom, and it's funny, I'm laughing just because I realize again how few attractions are at Animal Kingdom. Included in Genie Plus is Festival of the Lion King Show, Dinosaur, Tough to Be a Bug, Kali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Navi River Journey, the Animation Experience, and Feathered Friends in Flight, which is a bird show. The Lightning Lane pay more for attractions are, of course, Avatar Flight of Passage and Expedition Everest. And moving on to the studios, included in Genie Plus is Alien Saucers, Beauty and the Beast Show, Disney Junior Play Show, Frozen Sing-Along Show, Indiana Jones Show, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Muppet Vision 3D, Rock and Roller Coaster, Slinky Dog Dash, Star Tours, Tower of Terror, and Toy Story Mania. So there's a lot of the really big attractions in there, and of course then the ones that you're gonna have to pay more for are Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which by the way, I still haven't seen, and the amazing Rise of the Resistance, which I would almost argue is worth paying $150 for anyways. And that's what's included. And I wanna give you a little bit more of my opinion about some of the pluses and all of the minuses about this system right after this short commercial break. Did you get one? What was it about? Write it in the comments below. So I've already kind of mentioned that what I don't like about this, first of all, is that it just costs more money. It's already so expensive to go to Disney, and now we're paying even more to get what we always had before. Should I make a t-shirt? It feels like they're making fun of us. Does that make sense? Does anybody else have that feeling too, that like we're being, I don't know, tricked? Some like high board of directors is laughing at how much they can take away, and we still go. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. I don't like that then a class system is going to become extremely evident at Disney, and that is not a good thing. I also don't like that all the attractions are not included in it, but there is an advantage to that as well. And I'm just realizing there's something that I don't know yet, and I'm hoping that one of you can tell me. Can you use Lightning Lane if you haven't booked Genie Plus? So if I don't have Genie Plus, can I still pay the extra $7 or $9 or whatever dollars to go in the Lightning Lane for Expedition Everest? Or do I have to book Genie Plus and then Lightning Lane on top of that? All right, continuing with an advantage, you're getting a lot of attractions for those $15. And like I said previously in this video, it's still considerably less expensive than it is at other parks. As I also already mentioned, I'm really digging the fact that now it's day specific again, and everybody who's going to the park on that day basically has the same access to it. So that's a plus for me as well. And here's something about the Lightning Lane that I kind of appreciate if I just forget that it's
Making me spend more money.
And that is, it's basically a guarantee that if the attraction is working, you're gonna get on it. If you've ever waited in the standby line for Flight of Passage and you got into it in the middle of the day, you will understand the value of paying $15 to skip it. The first time that we rode it, Marcus and I waited almost exactly 3 hours. If you have a day in Animal Kingdom and let's say the park is open from, I don't know, like 9 in the morning till 7 at night, 3 hours for one attraction, one really, really good attraction, just to be clear about that, but 3 hours for one attraction, that is a huge part of the day. And I totally understand the value of just saying, okay, you know what? let's just pay the $15 more to get this out of the way, because ultimately that is going to lead to me having, more time to enjoy the rest of the stuff. Of course, with the old Fastpass system, if you were lucky, you could get one of those fast passes if you booked it 60 days in advance and were one of the first people on your phone or your computer on that day. You might have gotten a Flight of Passage fast pass. You very likely did not, but you could have, and it would have not cost you anything, and the effect would have been the same as what now you're going to be paying money for. And yeah, when I'm thinking here and sort of scrolling through the information and the notes I took again, I can't really think of many more things about it that I enjoy, and especially if to use Lightning Lane, you have to book Genie Plus, then I'm definitely not a fan. What are your thoughts about this? What I'm mostly interested in hearing if anybody is really excited about this. If there's things about this that you think are just ultimately all better than the old system, or things that you're really happy are being replaced, please let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you want to write anything that you don't like about it, you can write that as well. And speaking of those things, I want to go through some of the comments on the official video on the Disney Parks YouTube page. Let me pull up the video, hold on. Okay, it's on the Disney Parks YouTube page, and it's called Disney Genie Service Digital Overview. It was uploaded August 18th, and it has 961 thumbs up and 13,000 thumbs down. Disney. Get the message? A viewer called Steve Davis writes, "Just ruined a favorite character by using Genie. Should have been honest and called it Scrooge McDuck service." True. So true. Jonathan Daly says, "You're right. I've never had a friend like this," which is a lyric of the Genie song in the movie. "That's because I've never had a friend who constantly asks me for money. Those are the people I stay away from." And right so, Jonathan Daly. 920 thumbs up, that comment. Are you listening, Disney? And one more comment I want to read to you from this video is from the Beef Train. They say, "If you're still going to Disney at this point, you have no self-respect. No other company could get away with this blatant disrespect of its customers. Prices continue to increase as guest experience declines and previous offerings disappear. They're getting by solely on nostalgia at this point. The magic of the Disney we all knew as kids is dead." I'm giving it a thumbs up right now. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier. It feels disrespectful to us. And it's like I said, the board of directors is sitting up there thinking, let's just take as much away as possible and keep hiking up the prices as far as we can. And when people stop coming, then we'll know we've reached the limit. But that's the thing. People don't stop coming. And I guess in a way, it's up to you and me then to do exactly that. But I kind of want to go back. It's been like 2 years. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out on this part of your Sunday with me, or whatever day you're watching this. There's going to be another vlog coming from my Celebrity Apex cruise in just a couple days, where we visited the extremely magical location of Santorini. I say it in the video, but I don't think I've ever visited any place as magical as that outside of a theme park, and you don't need Genie Plus to get there quickly. So check back for that in a couple days, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.